Hello and welcome to a half-semester review of Entrepreneurship 3P92, Creativity and the Entrepreneur. This review will consist of the content formed from the first half of the course, which are Units 1 and 2. Hopefully you can watch this and get a beginner understanding of the course. So, let's start off with Unit number 1. Unit number 1 focuses on creativity and how the brain operates. It talks about how the brain becomes creative and how the brain operates when exercising creativity and innovation. In this unit, there are 4 topics: creativity and innovation, the creative process, divergent/convergent thinking, and multiple intelligences. The first topic is creativity and innovation. Creativity is defined as creating a brand new idea, an idea that has not been created and has a use for the general population. And innovation is an act of doing an idea, which means it's the application of creativity. So creativity is coming up with the idea and innovation is doing and creating the idea. Creative thinking stands for skills needed to create and innovate the idea. The next topic is the creative process. The creative process is the process of the brain that creates the idea. Creativity uses all parts of the brain to create the idea, and different regions of the brain are used throughout the process. There are 4 stages when it comes to the creative process. The first stage is preparation, which means to gather information to formulate the idea. The second stage is the incubation stage, which stands for setting the problem aside and allowing your brain to come up with new ideas. The third stage is verification, which means to refine the idea and to come up with the final draft of the idea. The last stage is illumination, which means to sit back and see the solution play out, and hopefully it reaches your expectations. The third topic is convergent and divergent thinking. Convergent and divergent thinking go hand in hand with each other. Convergent thinking is finding the right solution to the problem. Convergent thinking consists of finding the answer based off facts. It dictates the most logical answer to the problem. Divergent thinking is generating multiple solutions for the problem. It involves asking questions to find the base for the idea. It consists of using your imagination to be able to generate as many solutions as possible. Therefore, divergent thinking is the first step to find multiple answers, and convergent thinking is the second step to find the one correct answer from those multiple answers. The final topic for unit number 1 is multiple intelligences. Within the brain, there are multiple intelligences used to comprehend what you're thinking. Each intelligence is a skill your brain develops to help you adapt to your surroundings. One way is not the right way, as your brain uses all these intelligences to help you with your creative thinking. There is a total of 9 intelligences that you have, and it stands for the type of thinking it will comprehend. The first intelligence is logical intelligence, which is our ability to think logically, reason, and identify connections. Visual intelligence refers to a person's ability to perceive, analyze, and understand visual information in the world around them. Musical intelligence is defined as an ability to produce and appreciate rhythm, pitch, timbre, or appreciation of the forms of musical expressiveness. Interpersonal intelligence refers to how good you are at being aware of your own emotional states, feelings, and motivations. Kinesthetic intelligence refers to a person's ability to process information physically through hand and body movement, control, and expression. Interpersonal intelligence is the ability to understand and interact effectively with others. Naturalistic intelligence is the ability to identify, classify, and manipulate elements of the environment, objects, animals, or plants. Linguistic intelligence is the ability to understand and reason using concepts framed in words. Finally, the last intelligence is existential intelligence, which stands for the sensitivity and capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence. Well, that concludes the first unit. Now let's move on to unit number 2, which focuses more on the type of thinking that is involved in creativity. Within this unit, there are 3 topics: design thinking, innovation, and music and creativity. The first topic of unit number 2 is design thinking. Design thinking is a process for solving problems by prioritizing the consumer's needs above all else. In this case, we are going to talk about the design thinking process. The design thinking process consists of 2 main processes. The 2 main processes being able to understand the problem and create a solution. Within these 2 processes, there are 2 steps to complete them. The first process is to understand the problem. The first step is to emphasize, observe, interview, and research to really understand the problem at its core. The second step is to define or synthesize what the problem is and to gain insight on how to solve it. When defining the problem, you can use a 2x2 matrix to help them define the problem better. The second process is to create a solution based off the problem. The first step of this process is to ideate, brainstorm, and research a solution that is most feasible. The second step is to test the solution to see if it worked. That can be done by either creating a prototype, collecting data, or analyzing results. The second topic is innovation. Once again, innovation is the application to creativity. Creativity is thinking up new ideas, and innovation is doing those new ideas. However, there are three types of innovation: transformational, breakthrough, and incremental innovation. Transformational innovation is changes that shift the entire system into a new framework that is created to be viable for the future, as shown through the picture depicting the progression of innovation in computers through time. Breakthrough innovation is defined as innovation from inside a company that pushes something to the next level. Incremental innovation is a series of small improvements made by the company's existing products or services. A perfect example of this is Apple and iPhone when they release a new phone almost every year, and each year there are only certain small changes to the phone from previous generations. The last and final concept for this video and unit number 2 is topic number 3, which is music and creativity. The theory is music lets your brain function better. Each type of music lets your brain function a certain way. Therefore, your brain will react differently listening to Justin Bieber music compared to Mozart music. Each type of music gives off an effect that can affect your mind with a mix of both your thoughts and emotions. So your mind will feel a certain way depending on what song you listen to. Music can affect your creativity as well. Certain songs might make you feel more creative compared to others. Mozart music might help your brain think better and be more creative, whereas Jimi Hendrix music can help you get amped and ready to do something. For example, exercise. It really depends on you and your brain and how it is affected to the music you listen to. That concludes this presentation on the following course, Entrepreneurship 3P92. Thank you for listening.